Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM22 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. We're back today for part 66 and it is a massive moment in our career, and I think it's an unrivaled one as well. We are making our Champions League debut today against Bayern Munich, managed by Julian Nagelsmann, and we follow it up against Leeds, one of the relegation threatened sides in the Premier League. But what's amazing as Champions League football comes to Selhurst Park is that it's the first proper European competition we're playing in. I know we had the very early Europa Conference qualifiers with Kefren Druids in the first club of this save. We haven't managed in the Europa Conference group stages. We haven't managed in the Europa League group stages. We've gone straight to the Champions League. It's incredible. So if you're looking forward to finding out whether we can shock the odds against Bayern, and what we're going to do squad-wise as well, because this is where fatigue is going to start to set in, then please do put a thumbs up on it. Subscribe down below for daily FM22 content from two long-term stories. We've got to keep our eyes on the Premier League too, as we're currently top with 4 games gone, albeit we've only played Arsenal with the big boys. But I want to make something special happen this year. After winning a League Cup last season, we'd really like to back it up. If you want to stay up to date and find out if we can, then subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. You can find daily FM22 content, and the latest season of the Hemel One Club Save is up in the eye above. There's also a link there to our latest review, the 92, the new food video, which I'd love if you can check out, and also the football podcast and the Twitch channel for regular live streams. But let's get cracking with Crystal Palace. We've got an injury to Tyrick Mitchell, just starting to get those little knocks now, which is problematic. And we have had a few concerns with fatigue already, which in mid-September after an international break is a worry. Let's have a look at the results though since you were last here. Just the 2 games played off camera. Away at Newcastle before the international break, a 3-1 win. Remarkably, we saw the rare feat of Jared Bowen and Celian Boyer scoring in the same minute. Anana got a late own goal after Boyer had got a brace. We also got a 3-0 victory against Leicester. A late red card came before the Boyer third, but Reece Nelson and Chris Mepham, after resistance from the visitors, got ourselves a comfortable victory. And that substitution of Nelson did make a difference. Jamie Shackleton also made his debut there. So we go into this one riding high. We've had 4 wins in a row in the Premier League to start the season. But this is where it starts to get tough. We have got, before the international break, 3 midweek fixtures in a row. And we're already starting to struggle because some of those players that played 2 in the international break, they're just out of puff. If I show you the tactic screen as an example, we've got the likes of Chris Mepham, who we're just having to leave out because he's knackered. Fitzgerald not back from injury. Tipple struggling to get back from injury. The new Ukrainian Lozny struggling to get back from injury. Grabara will be making his first appearance today. So we're not in a position of full strength just yet. And I do think we're going to have to pick and choose. And the Champions League, as much as we want to get through, Bayern Munich and Real Madrid aren't winnable games for us. That might change after today if our rotated side can get a result. But for now, I'm focusing on the Premier League and maybe even the Carabao Cup too. But of course, despite those negatives and concerns, we'd rather that than not have Champions League football. The dynamics are also looking pretty good too. When you consider where we are in the season, everything's good or very good already. And that's maybe been the beauty of this squad being built gradually by Dougie Freedman. We saw Joe Willock on deadline day, but it's not been a big turnover of players. It's been a gradual improvement. And while we've talked about them bringing in older players and not having big sell-on fees, we are getting a squad of players that are largely in their prime, and that has benefited me as the current manager in situ. It will be a massive disaster for whoever comes next. The stability also means we've got a really good hierarchy at the club. 3 big leaders, including the 2 centre-halves who are skipper and vice-captain. We've then got a sea of the first-team players in the highly influential. And there's actually only really the new signing and a couple of transfer-listed players in the other players at the bottom. So we're looking quite good on that front. The one thing we have got to mention though, is we talked about deadline day, players leaving the club. Well, another one has agreed to leave too, because if we go to the transfers, I left Artur out of the Champions League squad at the expense of a third goalkeeper. And he was not a happy bunny. He forced his way onto the transfer list, loan list and everything else. And he is going to AEK for 1.8 million. Probably the only real flop in Dougie's tenure here since I've been at the club. But it has been a major flop. Paid 10.25 million last season, made 7 sub-appearances in the league and started 4 cup games. Now, I've no doubt we will probably need him once or twice before we get to January. He might play in a League Cup game, for example. But it's not been a good signing. To make an 8 million loss on someone that's barely played, and he's not really played much at his last two clubs, Arsenal or Ajax either. So disappointing, a bit of a waste of money, but it will be 50 grand off the wage bill. And for us, that's crucial at this stage because Dougie then gets a little bit more wiggle room. And look at the wage budget at the moment. So let's go and have a look at the fixtures. It is Crystal Palace versus Bayern Munich. Real Madrid face Monaco in our group as well. And all of the big hitters have been winning already. So let's go and pick our team. You've seen a little hint of the rotation already. And I'm just wondering if we need to do a little bit more. Now, one of the positives we have got to bear in mind is that because a lot of our players still aren't internationals, they're not playing a huge amount during the break. The other one I would have liked to rest today is Teo Adaramola, but Mitchell's now got a long-term injury. Grabara's making his comeback in goal. I'll stick with Rosic in the league. Grabara can play this game and the League Cup tie next week. We've bought in Diallo for a first start in the league, which is mad. In fact, a first start for the club. Has only made one sub-appearance so far. But Mepham was the one that had a heavy match load. He wasn't actually fully conditioned at the weekend, but I played him anyway. And he just needed a break. So he's going to step out for this game. I'm tempted to do a couple more. The likes of Lanes, who are a little bit struggling for fitness. But I'm looking ahead to the League Cup tie and saying we can drop anyone out at that point. So get through this, get through Saturday, we'll judge it from there. Our starting 11 for today is Kamil Grabara in goal, Teo and Bogle the fullbacks with Diallo and Lenormand as centre-half, Tahar and Dombele and Boya at the midfield three. Boya had a fabulous start to the season, finally fulfilling that potential. He's wanted for big money, but he's playing brilliantly. If he can keep doing that, I'm going to be very happy, regardless of when he leaves the club. Abdelkader, Lanes and Tyrese Campbell the front three. Campbell actually had a pretty slow start to the season, but Tipple's not been fit. Again, he might come off the bench today. He'll definitely start next midweek. And hopefully we can then build a bit more competition for places again. Joe Willock's on the bench. Did he make an appearance? He didn't, so he hasn't yet played for the club. He could make his debut today, as could Lojny. That's the beauty of these injuries coming when they have. Crystal Palace v Bayern Munich, a Champions League debut. How do you think we'll get on? Let us know in the comments. We'll see if the Selhurst Park crowd can carry us through. Well, just the two changes for us from the weekend, but they are defensive ones, which is never a good sign for stability. I'm just seeing if there's any familiar names left at Bayern, and there are. Kai Havertz is there. They've got Frank Kessie in the middle, Adeyemi. It's a wonderful side. It is the head coach, the leagues are loaded, they're going to be a full-strength team. But the pressure's all on them, the assistant is spot on. So let's see if they crumble under that pressure. Into the game we go, Champions League under the lights. Didn't think that'd be happening a couple of years ago. Well, it's been a remarkably quiet first half, pretty pleasingly so I would say. Real Madrid are one up on Monaco, but we're holding Bayern Munich, and any odd points we can nick against this lot of Madrid give us a better chance of getting through if we can edge Monaco, and certainly getting through to the Europa League after Christmas, which I'd certainly fancy us in. But at half-time, Bayern have maybe had the better of the game in terms of stats. They've had over 60% of the ball, they've had 4 shots on target to our 1, but the expected goals isn't there. They're not creating great chances, and we're doing all right. In the circumstances, against the quality of opposition, this is a fabulous effort from the lads, and if we go the whole game without a highlight, I'll be pretty pleased, I've got to be honest. Almost an hour on the clock and we are back for the first time. It is Bayern who are camped in our final third as Estevez on the right. Into Ozcan. Not like that. Teo gives away a penalty and these very rarely get overturned. It looked a clumsy challenge and it probably was. The penalty is awarded. Grabara is making his first appearance since the opening day, I believe. In fact, it might have even been before that. Let's see if he can be a hero. Kessie, the skipper, steps up. Sends the keeper the wrong way. And with some tired legs on the wing, I think we're going to have to make changes. So Lanes, we threaten to rest him. He'll be replaced by Reece Nelson. And we're going to take off Abdelkader for Alan Rios. 2 changes out wide. It should preserve their legs for the weekend. And maybe a slight change of tactic gives us a route back in. Let's go and get into it. Half an hour left. Bayern finally get the breakthrough. Well, I don't know whether to take him off or not, but Selly Boya is having a rare poor game, and he's not particularly fit at the moment. He is probably our best chance of an equaliser, though. So what do? Do I go Castrovilli for Boya or Tipple for Campbell? I'm going Castrovilli for Boya because the weekend is incredibly important. We have to get a result against Leeds. We have to stay in that mix for Europe in the Premier League. So let's see if we can equalise with a few of our stars not on the pitch. As it comes up for Bayern again, they're attacking down the left. They look so good. As Campbell gets in on halfway, we hold it up well. But can we get on the counter? To half finds Castrovilli, up to Tyrese Campbell. Slow start to the season, but finds Rios. Beats 2, challenges the youngster. Back to Tyrese Campbell. Oh, Informe scores that. Hits the woodwork. I don't know if the keeper got a hand to it, but it wasn't a clean strike. And it wasn't quite enough. So at the moment, this group is going as expected. We've got Bayern beating us. Real Madrid beating Monaco. As Nelson puts a corner in for Lenormand. Oh, the rebound's off. The first one hit the woodwork. Campbell was there to tap in. I'm pretty sure he was offside. Please, VAR, give us something. This would be incredible. Goal awarded. 1-1. Champions League lift-off for Palace. We're straight down the other end for a Bayern corner. To the back post. Lenormand heads clear. Is anyone going to get there? Rios does to Nelson. The two sub-wingers causing havoc. And Nelson has been good, but Rios has made a real impact. Loses the ball here, but to half finds Lenormand. Over halfway to Castrovilli. Lovely turn. Through to Rios. He turns his man inside out. Alan Rios with a shot saved. What has he had for breakfast today? That lad is absolutely flying. Not seen him do this in the time he's been here. Nelson puts the ball in from the corner kick, and the keeper comes and claims. An underwhelming end, but 1-1, and a point would be great. As Nelson's got a free kick 30 yards out, even against Bayern Munich, we're still finishing the stronger. We're producing that famous last 20 minutes from Crystal Palace. Nelson will take the corner, another one. In-swinging delivery. Just find the man at the back post. We've got the leap. Up towards Lenormand. Nods it back across. Davis gets his head to it. It's away for a throw-in. Palace looking the more likely. Well, it looks like a pretty uneventful 4 minutes of stoppage time. We get a point on our Champions League debut. Bayern Munich held at Selhurst Park. That is an incredible effort from Crystal Palace Football Club. Let's just check that Real Madrid held on against Monaco, because that's just as important that we can find a route to get third place. Real Madrid do cling on via a Renato Sanchez goal. So we're in third place. We're where I'd want to be. The Europa League I fancy a run at. We've got to get results against Monaco. So that's going to be interesting before the next one. We're back for fitness test time ahead of a crucial game against Leeds. And it looks like there's more contract news. Tahar set to be signing a new one. Now I know why the wage budget's going through the roof. Fitness tests, Grabara is fit, Tipple, Fitzgerald and Lojny too. But most of those are going to be playing in midweek. So today we're going to go as strong as possible, even if the condition's just a tiny bit off. And then we'll rest them all in midweek. Let's have a look at what 11 we can put together. We'll be back in a moment to run through it. Well, that was actually really pleasantly surprising. Everyone with the exception of Ndombele was fully conditioned, so everyone apart from him starts. Mepham comes back in at central defence. Got to give a shout out to Diallo, who was good against Bayern. And we're also going to see Castrovilli in the middle alongside Selly and Boyer. But a few of these will be getting a big rest in midweek. I just need them to get through even 60 minutes today. Play at their best, get me 2 or 3 goals. And then we can rest 3 now for the last half an hour and all 11 in midweek. So Mepham and Castrovilli, the only 2 changes. And Ndombele out the squad, Diallo on the bench. Oh, and Rosic in goal, who I didn't mention, because Grabara, we're easing him back in with 1 a week. So let's go and get into it. Leeds United at home. A game on paper we should be winning, but football never works out that way. And it's our first chance to try and avoid a European hangover. Well, certainly not the highest profile Leeds side, but they're doing alright. They're outside the relegation zone at the moment. I recognise on the bench Dembele and Bakinson. There's a couple of first teamers like Roland Salai that I recognise, but it is not that big team you would expect. Mike Cooper, he was playing for Plymouth in real life against Chelsea at the weekend, wasn't he? But Telemengi is maybe the only big name in there in terms of players we've managed before. It's a Leeds side we should be beating. There's no way of dressing it up. So let's make sure that after the big game against Bayern, we can motivate ourselves for one like this. Into the first half we go. Crystal Palace looking to maintain the perfect start to the league season. But Leeds United will be a thorn in our side. They'll certainly try and defend heavily. Well, we've been absolutely outclassed on the stats for the first 13 minutes, but we have the first chance on camera there as the header from Lenormand is off the line. But they're on the counter-attack Leeds, and we look a little bit jaded. We look a little bit slower on the counter. We're not back as quickly as we would be normally as Phillips comes down the right. Chance for Leeds to get the ball in the boxes. To the back post, Salai's up. Bogle heads away to Abdul Kadir. But you can see no shots on target for us, 3 for Leeds already. Oh, Bogle's got a free kick here, out to Lanez, into Tyrese Campbell. Oh, VAR's going to stop us there. It looked a little bit of a short highlight. There wasn't much commotion about the goal, so I'm guessing this might be disallowed. No, it's awarded again. Crystal Palace lead 1-0, and that came pretty much out of nowhere. The perfect start for us. Though with a quarter gone, it's a Leeds corner kick. Mepham loses out in the air, and Phillips at the second time of asking puts in. The first one was blocked, but it hasn't been a good performance, it's got to be said. We need to bounce back here. We're trying to encourage the lads, but they look flat, and the Norman heads away here. Can we nick a few on the counter-attack? We've got quality players and we need them at their best here. Lanez gets lucky on that occasion. Delivers to Tyrese Campbell. And if ever there was a game for him to show up, this would be the one, because we need goals from very few chances today. And Tyrese Campbell, to be fair to him, he's had 2 and he scored 2. From our only shots on targets we're ahead. And Leeds will be furious that they're behind in this game. As we've got a throw on the left again with Teo. Can we start to grow dominance into this game? It's in towards Campbell for the hat-trick. Now we're going to VAR. I appreciate the sentence before made no sense whatsoever. But has he got his hat-trick? Or is VAR going to disallow one? It looked fine to me, that goal. And it's awarded. So for the second time, VAR gives the goal. Tyrese Campbell has a first half hat-trick. And we've now had 3 shots on target and 3 goals. All of them courtesy of Campbell. And in a game where we've been second best, we're 3-1 up as Hamilton gets it wide to Salai. Not looking good at the back. Lenormand wins it. Bogle to Rosic, who clears. Well, half clears. Ridvan gets it back. In towards Salai. Lenormand heads clear. El Hadj brings it back down. Ridvan again to the left wing. Gets towards the byline. Cuts it back to Hamilton. Chance to cross. It's delivered. Good block. Tahar brings it away. Out to Tyrese Campbell. He gets down the right-hand side. No support, but finds a brilliant ball for Lanez. And his shot's tipped over by Setford, the skipper. Leeds, look, they're vulnerable on the counter. They're a good side, but they've got no cutting edge and they can't defend. As Abdul Qadir gets it to the back post. I appreciate that contradicts the statement they're a good side, but they're playing some nice stuff. And they've been the better team here, as Bogle on the right. Gets it inside to Tahar. Support to his left, but goes backwards. Castrovilli finds Lanez. He goes back again. Just keeping it patient, starting to assert themselves in possession a tad. And now we are pretty much level on the stats, but less than 1 for expected goals. Tyrese Campbell has been a hero. 3-1 at the break, we don't deserve it. Now let's keep it up in the second half. 1 more, we can probably rest a few. And we're going straight from the kickoff with Campbell. Tahar picks it up, goes to Castrovilli and Teo on the left. Looking really comfortable at the start. It'd be a great way to start the second half. Abdul Qadir got support, goes alone. Setford almost fooled by that. I've got to say I didn't expect him to shoot, so I can't be too surprised by it. We know we've got Alan Rios on the bench, who made a massive impact in a Champions League game, but Abdul Qadir for now will take his corner. Headed away as far as Selly and Boyer. Just dropping into a poor spell of form again now by the looks of it. Though he gets to the byline there, forces the throw-in. And it's a very good first minute for the second period. And we've got a free kick again with Abdul Qadir. Dangerous position into Boyer. He heads over the bar. That was a good chance. We just need that fourth. Abdul Qadir is absolutely knackered. So on will come Alan Rios. An hour on the clock. Who's going to be next? Selly and Boyer, I think. Do you know what? As we've got 25 left here, let's move Castrovilli across. And let's give Joe Willock a debut. Because he hasn't yet to make an appearance for this football club. It's a great opportunity for him to do so, as Rios has a free kick into the back post. Tyrese Campbell in. VAR is going for it again, but I think he's got a fourth. He's doing the cartwheels. He seems pretty confident. What's VAR going to say? For the third time, it's goal awarded. Tyrese Campbell has 4. And what we're going to do with that is give another debut. Lojny will come on for Lenormand, who is absolutely knackered. And as Mepham had the rest in midweek, it's only fair Lenormand gets one now. Just going to switch actually Willock and Castrovilli back, see if that makes a difference. But with 20 to go, look, we've been far from good in this game. But Tyrese Campbell has been an absolute machine. And with it, we stay top of the Premier League. Could we be in a title race? That's for a bit later on, but we're back with 7 minutes to go as Lojny is sweeping up well in defence, finds Mepham. Got support ahead of him, but just carries it out. No pressure at all. Then goes a bit too far. Gives it away to Dembele. He releases the centre forward. It's a good save from Rosic. He's a backup keeper who has been so dependable this season, and he's really delivered. I might even keep him as first choice in the league. Now we've got the Champions League as well. We can almost split the competitions as Dembele gets down the right to the byline, cuts it back to Holmes. Substitute goes into the box, but falls wide again. Back to Garcia. He finds Holmes. We're keeping a good shape though, and we're forcing out for a throw, which we're going to see now. It's a big long one as well. Martinek flicks on. The long throw is in situ in FM22, and it almost caused us a couple of concerns there. All the big boys winning at the top, Spurs, United and the likes as well. Though Tahar's got the ball here. Can we go 5-star? Willock to Castrovilli, back to Lojny. Good to see the new boys getting on the ball a bit. Teo at left back. Got an option down the line, but goes backwards instead to Castrovilli and Tahar. Lojny. Oh, he's given it away. We've been caught in possession a few times at the back. Rosic, after talking him up, has made a terrible mistake. He palms that one into the back of the net, and it's 4-2. As Lanes puts the ball into the back post to Mepham. Header in. Oh no, it's off the post. Bogle puts the rebound in for 5. But it continues the trend. Good result, poor performance. 5 goals scored though. Jayden Bogle with his first of the season. And it's comfortable for Palace. The goal difference goes up, the points tally goes up, and we stay top of the Premier League. We've got a result in the Champions League, and now we've got to try and get through in the Carabao Cup. Well, we continue what has been a brilliant unbeaten start to the season, including a Champions League draw against Bayern Munich. But just a sign there against Leeds, certainly in terms of performance, that we might struggle after European games. We're going to have to juggle the squad as we play in various competitions now, and I don't know, with the lack of match fitness to many and the returns from injuries, how that will work against Stoke. So I wouldn't be shocked to see a slight surprise there. But we will be back, I think, for one of the Real Madrid games, and it doesn't matter which. I mean, the first one is sandwiched by City and Liverpool, so I'll probably have to rest people there. The second one is on a Wednesday before a Sunday game against Chelsea, so we're going to do that. Real Madrid and Chelsea at home in November. It gives us a chance to get through a few games off camera as well. But what a moment that will be for this football club, hosting Real Madrid at Selhurst Park, and then hopefully still being in a title race, or at least a race for the top 4 again. If you did enjoy this episode though, a first game in the Champions League and a decent result too, then please do put a thumbs up on it. Let me know in the comments where you think we might finish in the Champions League based on that performance. Is 3rd place the limit? Or have we got a chance of doing something more? Can we get ourselves into a Premier League title race? Will it be a chase for 4th again? Or will we ultimately fall away? Because this squad is going to be tested. And when we get injuries, I'm a little bit concerned. The League Cup will have to go on the back burner this year. We've already won that one, so no worries there. But if you want to stay up to date and see how the rest of the season goes, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. You'll get daily videos from 2 long-term stories as Hemel Hempstead, our One Club Save, returns tomorrow. You can find the latest season of that up in the eye above, as well as the new Review the 92 from Blackpool, the new food video over on that channel too. And of course, we've got the Twitch channel for regular live streams and a football podcast for content galore. But a massive thank you for watching, your continued support as always. It is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you next time for probably one of the biggest moments in this save's history. Crystal Palace are home to Real Madrid, and following up with Chelsea ain't half bad either. I'll see you there.